Hey, what's shaking? We back with another video, man. Let's go ahead and get right into it. Michael Jackson is clearly gay. Like, I don't know. Let's just no, listen. The real tragedy of Michael Jackson life is the fact that he couldn't be who he really was, bro. Because that man is clearly a homosexual, and more so, which is clearly unfortunate but very obvious. He was obviously molested as a child. Like this stuff is very obvious. One is very obvious that he's a part of the LGBTQ community. Two, he was clearly molested as a child. And three, I think now this may not be as clear because we don't have proof, and the burden of proof is tough. But I'm pretty sure he molested those boys. And it's just crazy, like, dang, like, just, I mean, again, objectively, because I don't care. I mean, I don't have, I'm not emotionally involved in none of that. I don't care. I'm just looking at the facts for what they are. First of all, this is clearly a homosexual man who clearly is in their community a bottom. Like this man clearly wants to be underneath another man, and he can't do it because he's famous. Because he's famous, you know what I'm saying, and that he have a lot of female supporters. I get but at his level, the sad part is he could have been a trailblazer because he could have came out as gay and still made the music he was making for females and for everybody. Like he would have been the first to do it. He would have been great. If he would have came out as gay, he would have been great, bro. I ain't gonna cap. That dang, Mike. He ain't even peep. Like, dang, bro, you trying to hide that. But if you really just and by the way, he wasn't trying that hard to hide it. Like, he did everything but come out and say, um, he's gay. Honestly. I mean, honestly. Cause again, you look at all the evidence and he's like sleeping with little boys. It seemed like, yeah, your son, if you would have sent your 8-year-old son to stay with Mike, it would have been a traumatic time for your son. But if you would have sent your 8-year-old daughter over there, she would have just found a new gay friend. Like that's really what would happen. I imagine like that's what would happen. He probably would have sent her back. Like, why is she here? Literally, I mean, cause it's like, dang, you got all these kids here, and they all little boys. Dang, you don't got no girls here. No little girls, just little boys. It's crazy. Like everybody want to act like, nah, he didn't do that. Just that fact alone is crazy. It's already weird. It's not even weird that you love kids, because I love kids too, but not on my free time and not too much. I love kids like an uncle that pop in for like 3 hours. Yeah, like I like kids like that. Like, yeah, they cool for a little bit. So so I don't go too hard on the parents because I know y'all gotta watch the kids 24/7 or whatever. So all the stress that come with that. But yeah, Michael's clearly gay. He's clearly a pedophile, and he was clearly molested as a child. These are very tough facts. We separating Michael Jackson, the musician, from we separating Michael Jackson, the musician, and Michael Jackson, the human being, bro. Like it's sad that he had that much fame and he was just underneath that because he was clearly gay. I mean, even if you look at the verdict on Netflix, even if you, I mean, look at those facts. The guy was partying with 17-year-old German teenagers with alcohol in a room, a hotel room that, of course, no doubt he paid for. And of course, he paid for these young men. They basically prostitutes. And it's like, man, that's so like, the evidence is right there, and people would just be like, nah, we're not gonna do that because it's Michael Jackson. Nah, hell nah, hold him. I mean, come on, bro. But I get it. But I do that. I hold people to the same standard. I don't care about your skin complexion. I don't care about what you got going on with the whoop. But again, that just goes to show you like what money can do here in America. Because this man is clearly guilty. The man had anytime you hear about some type of charge and then there's a settlement made, like in 1993, the man had um a pervert charge. I don't want to call it a pervert. What is it? Child molestation charge in 1993. He ended up settling with the dude and his family for $23 million. Sick. That's crazy. And for everybody to be like, oh, okay, like that's crazy, man. I mean, just call it what it is. Hey, this guy is a molester. He's clearly homosexual, but I like his music. Like, just say that. I wouldn't have no problem saying that. But hey, society called people like me the bad guy, but we the guys that's at the top, man. Beat it. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just be cowards, man. Yeah, just say you like that man music. Like, just go ahead and say, call it what it is. Yeah, if it was somebody else, uh, yeah, we gotta hang them. But because it's him, nah. And him could be whoever. You see what I'm saying? Like, double standards exist, and I'm not making the rules. Hey, I'm only 30 years old. I only been here for 30 years. It appears to me that it's been going this way for forever. Cause that's crazy. Like, that's crazy. And you can see if you got money to buy a defense, the DA gonna fold. I think DAs are very incompetent in all cases. Even with the Carmelo Anthony thing, the DA dropped the ball on that. You can check my video out on that when I said, first of all, they overcharged. The DA always overcharged. We see a history of these dummies overcharging. And like I said, I'm not rooting for Carmelo Anthony. I'm just very objective. Um, just base level. I can wake up and tell you, okay, what happened with the Carmelo Anthony case? Okay, that's manslaughter because you have to prove intent for murder. Like, dummy, I took one law class that we had to take for a prerequisite for business school, and I understand that. That's manslaughter and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, or just whatever. Let's call it aggravated assault with a deadly weapon and manslaughter. If they would have charged him with that, they would have got that. But they charged him with murder, they not gonna get that. All right. So anyway, though, but back to Mike, man. Yeah, this dude was clearly molested when he was a child, and he couldn't even come out and say it because he was famous. You know, the Jackson Five, and we all hear about how children in Hollywood get molested and shit like that. So that's not a stretch. Like, I don't even think this is obvious. I think people just, I mean, dude, he's gay and he was molested and he molested these kids. He passed on the trauma that he experienced to these kids. I mean, he very like. So if you listen to if you know anything about being molested or anything like that, like the psychology behind it is people who were molested or taken advantage of as a child, they stay at that age. Like, mentally, it's like arrested development, but it's like that because of the traumatic experience of being taken advantage of by an adult, and then as a child trying to understand that and thinking it's your fault and being guilty and now this and now that. So like a lot of gay dudes would tell you, like, yeah, they were molested like as a young boy by a grown man. You see what I'm saying? And this happened with straight males too. A lot of straight males get touched on by older women in their life as well. The point being, when that something like that happens, and yeah, it usually does have an impact on your sexuality, which is tough. That's unfortunate. But you know, and I'm not justifying child molestation because this happens everywhere. And in Michael case, it's the exact same pathology. It's clear, it's obvious. But that's tough. But he is clearly gay, like, and he makes good music. He's clearly a child molester, and he was clearly molested as a child. These are like, I mean, look at the verdict on Netflix. Like, that's all the facts of the case right there. You don't even gotta be like a college student to understand that and comprehend that. You don't gotta understand none of that. The facts are right there, and it's just you can just see what money can do in this country. Basically, probably the world too, because that's crazy. He paid off this man was clearly. I mean, that's tough. Even if you didn't have none of the money and none of the influence, they would have just connected the dots and called you a child molester, and you would have been in prison, and you would have had bad charges, and you would have had to spend all your time in protective custody with real weirdos. But to be clear, Michael Jackson himself was a real weirdo, bro. Like, what are we talking about? This man is dressed like a female. He's dressed like a female today. We see this today with transsexual man, like with men who want to be female, so they go get a BBL and then get some titties and wear makeup and wig. This is what Michael Jackson did. The plastic surgery at that time just wasn't as nowhere near as what it is today, man. This man is clearly dressing around like a film boy. He's touching little boys, like he's stuck in the little boy era because that's when he was taken advantage of. At least that's what the psychology of it say. I'm just letting you know, man. I'm just putting you down, man. The man's gay. The man was indeed a pedophile, and he was indeed molested. And he did make good music. Like, all of those things are true, bro. So I'm not knocking your boy Mike. Like I said, he would have been a goat if he would have just been like, if he would have came out and said he's gay and been openly gay, it would not have made an impact on the music. Like, dudes were still digging the music because it's good music. You can't deny it's good music. Nobody would have said, "Oh, I'm not listening to him because he's gay." Even at that time, absolutely not. The music was just too great. And the females definitely wouldn't have said, "Oh, I'm not listening to Michael Jackson and dancing to him because he's gay." Beat it. The females definitely don't care. So I don't, like I said, he could have just came out and got him a hunky boyfriend and been his boyfriend because that's what he wanted. Like, to be dominated by another man. Michael's clearly gay. Like, what are we talking about? But all right, man. Anyway, man, like, comment, share, subscribe. Hey, let me know what you think about that, man. I mean, why is everybody having such a hard time? Why is everybody saying he didn't do it? He clearly did something. Like, that's weird as hell. Like, come on, man, beat it, man. All right.